Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, I'm Lisa Ackbear, your hair doctor, and I'm excited because we on the book. We are talking about and going through our cyber reading of Black Woman's Guide to we just did that one. Every Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair at Any Age. Hope you got your book and hope you're ready. But if you don't, you know what? No problem. I'm going to read and we're going to talk. But you know what? My fro is really having some fun today. This side to the right is define curls and kind of, I don't know. It's got lots of definition. This side is big frizz, which is fine. You see. And this side here, I mean the top, you can see how long this hair is. It's like, woo. It really shouldn't be in a fro, but I promise you I'm pushing this thing as long as I can. Well, if it'll stand up, it'll just be standing to the ceiling. So my frizzy side, and I'll tell you what happened. It's raining, and so what I did, I took my twists down, and they were still damp, and I kind of fluffed them. And anytime you do that, and moisture is in the air, and even moisture on the actual hair, if it's still wet, that crucial drying stage, you will have some problems with frizz, because the moisture gets under the cuticle and it frizz. So if you're having a problem with some parts of your twist frizzing, it's because they didn't dry completely, or they got in humidity and you started to fluff them. But this here is doing some crazy stuff. But I also have and let me get my camera. There we go. There you go. You can see me a lot better. Also have something that I really am planning to do, but I wanted to, and you guys don't freak out about this because I've been thinking about it and it came to me and I've been praying about it. I really think I'm going to do another big relax. Don't scream. I've got to, guys. Let me tell you. When I did the big relax in 2009, yes, that's what it was. I did it to help people transition because there was a movement toward natural hair. But with the thousands of subscribers I have and all the people that are coming right now into our movement, it's now become a revolution. It's like everybody's moving toward natural hair. I'm so excited. So I know that sounds crazy, a contradiction, but let me just go on. I'm going to do the big relax so I can help people transition, because so many people are still traumatized and upset because they're doing the chop, and some are wearing it really well, but they're like, do I have to chop? They really want to cross over, but they don't want to chop. So I want to help transition. But this time, I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to actually relax my hair online with you guys, my family, my YouTube. So I'm 2 subscribers, my cyber family. And then I'm going to, as I go through my tour, and I know it seems so commercial and so trying to sell something, but I'm really not. I'm just trying to get into the movement. Will I have things that can help you with your transition products, books, pamphlets and stuff? Yes. DVDs. I will have all of that. But I really want to do that big relax so that you can see how to transition. And every week I'm going to be on with my hair doing something with it. And I know it's going to make you a little sad, but I have to make this announcement. This is the big relax time, guys. It is. And pray for me. Tell me no if you want to, please. Believe me, you guys motivate me. If it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't do these videos. Wait a minute. I would do these videos because I'm driven to do these videos, YouTube, week after week. But it would make me feel a little bad that you don't understand my mission, because I'm here not because of me. I love my natural hair. I love it. You know what's going to happen to me. I'm the one that's going to go through it. But that's okay, because I know that I can transition. And I did it before, but I did it and I showed you little, like 3 months later, I want to come every day, and I want all of you to continue to ask me questions so we can get to your friends who are thinking about it but are scaredy cats, you know. Said, I can't chop my hair or my new growth. And I hear, these are all things I hear. I don't know what y'all hear. And if they make up their mind, they just chop. And then some of them will go, and then they run to weave. And so you don't have to do any of that. You can enjoy your beautiful hair and learn to love it as it comes in, the little baby new growth. And it's just so wonderful. And then know how to keep it soft. And so, okay. All right. We spent 5 minutes and 30 seconds talking about that. So no more. Okay, we can get back to the book. Well, let me get your questions in. I know y'all are going to get me. I can't wait to hear your comments because your comments are important to me. So, all right. So we're going to be talking a little bit about this every day. Okay. It says, on first comment, love you too. And you know I love you back. Your makeup is so pretty. Well, thank you. Thanks for the video. I have to go purchase the book. Yes. Get the book or go to the library or whatever, but get it. It's good. And you can get them on sale sometimes on Amazon. They have them where people use them and then they want to share them and they sell them. And then sometimes if you want to use one or if you want a new one, you can go to my website and order, or you can order online. So there's lots of ways to get it. Okay, let's see. She says that you know, you're a goddess. I don't know about that, but I am a child of God. I truly am. I love the Lord. I've so much. I think she's saying she learned so much, and I'm so happy that you've learned so much, and I'm so thankful that you are one of my subscribers, and you guys are just. I just love you, and I love you back. So the next one says, thank you for all you do, Dr. Ackberry. This book is just like the last one, a must-have. Thank you, loves. Oh, thank you, dear. And this one says, hi, what's the best way to slick down my edges hairline? Thank you for saying hairline, because these are hairline. But, you know, edges is a black thing. I love it. Okay, now, the best way to lie down your hairline is to hydrate with a dense moisturizer. And we have one called Naturally Textured. I have something even more dense called the Mud. Now, I don't know if we have it online, but if not, you can email. Oops, my emails are down. It's horrible what's happening with my server, but that's okay. If you can't, you can call our institute at 800-535-9096 and ask for the Mud. If it's not online, I think it's online, but it may not be. It's not crazy. I should know that. Okay, and then you tie, once you smooth it down, then you tie it down with a silk scarf, and then you go to bed, and it's done. If you really want a stiff kind of hold, you can use our Sculpting Mist, which is good. And the reason I'm saying my product right now, because you really want to be careful about what type you're using on your hairline. It needs to rinse clean. It cannot harden to the point where it causes dehydration. It does not need to adhere to or go into the skin deeply. So those products will cause problems with alopecia, which is baldness, all kinds of problems. Itchy, it will cause dehydration. So that's the reason I directly recommend mine when it's something like this. So I'm not trying to have a commercial. But try that. Let me know. Keep me posted. And then this next one said, yay, love the dedication of your book and the intro. Dr. Ackberry, you get right to the root of the issues that are causing women to have problems with their health and maintaining of our hair. Alrighty, alright, let's go. And you know what? Some of the same 3 or 4 really give me these wonderful comments. I love you guys for that. You just encourage me. You're like my cyber cheerleaders or my cyber prayer partners, or you guys are just, you're awesome. I mean, what can I say? I just love you because you just every week is like, I'm just gonna encourage you. You just encourage me every week. You just don't know. Well, I'm telling you, I thank you for it. Okay, so I think we stopped, but I had my place. Okay, I think we stopped at aging. It's still kind of in my intro. Aging hair defined. I just wanted to define what I mean about aging hair. Because I really wanted to call this book Aging Hair. But of course my publisher, my editor was just like, had this big meeting with all the editors at the publishing house, and they were like, well, we don't want to say aging hair. And I thought people would pick it up, but they decided it was better to call it Every Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair at Any Age. And part of my contract, just to let you in on a little insight, most publishers, when you publish a book, you can have right at some point, but one of the things I agreed to was to let them give the best title, and I would, we would work together, but they would get the final say-so on the best title for the book. The best one that would reach people. So, they won. But anyways, aging hair defined. Aging hair, an aging strand is, if a strand is old and aged, it's dehydrated, weak, fragile, and thin. That's the aging strand. If your strand is dehydrated, weak, and thin, it is in a aging state. And it will die before its time. Now, what do I mean by die before its time? It will break. That strand will eventually break off when it normally would give you, where's my little loose piece? It would normally give you length. So, and see, now I'm going to mess with my fro, because that was the one spot that was acting up so bad. It's like I may as well put a part in it. I don't know. Okay, but anyway, so that's what, I gotta get both hands on this one. Guys, y'all need to spank my hands for touching this fro, because today, and obviously I want to go this direction, today I am really having some issues. I might have to just pat it down. Remember how we used to do it in the 70s when you pat your fro? I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna just, have it, as the kids should say, walk. Okay, but anyways, and it dies before time, so the hair breaks. So if you're having breakage, you notice prior to that your hair was weak, was fragile, usually it's pretty dry, and it's thinning out. Many women have hair that is aging faster than they are. I tell my patients a lot, you have this young face and this old hair. Before reading this guide, you have probably asked yourself the question, why read a book on aging hair? And that's why they didn't want to name it Aging Hair. Some of you may have been curious, the ones of you who picked up the book, but you're reading it because we're reading it together. But most of you, I suspect, needed and wanted help. People who get my books, listen to my blogs, they want help. And so, because you have had some hair issues perhaps, or are dealing with some at some level, at some point in your life you've dealt with it, and you just wanted some help. Now that you're getting older, if some of us are, you may feel a sense of urgency. For those of us who are getting older, we may feel a sense of urgency, because most believe that aging means suffering with some level of hair loss. I mean, we really believe that. We believe if we get older, our hair is going to thin automatically. I mean, how many of you believe that? I mean, we've had people to say that all the time. And I know I have a lot of young cyber babies out there and family, but that's okay, because what I'm finding is from, oh my goodness, very young, I mean babies almost, really babies, all the way up, they're suffering from some form of aging hair, and it's really sad. So we're finding whatever age. So if you want help, help is here, and I know you do, but help is here only if you read with an open mind, because my perspectives are not the same as others. When I speak about aging hair, people look at me initially a little strange, and I know you have followed me for a long time, so y'all know a lot of my points of view, but many people wonder, what do I mean? So you have to have an open mind. Don't look for any magic cure-all, special ointments, potions, or concoctions. That's not really what really helps you with aging hair. Although I do mention my products. I will mention those a little bit, and I do believe you need to have a product line that's safe and reliable and effective. And you know, a lot of the things that I have are that way and extremely beneficial, but I never want to turn people away because they are not using my system. I still want to give them the opportunity to have this knowledge, because knowledge is what's going to give them power, and they will make the right choices, whether it's my product or someone else. My views derive from counseling and from treating the hair of thousands of women. That's right, analyzing their strands, as well as from many studies. I've conducted studies to prove theories that I had about why women lose hair, period. Why do we lose hair? And that's one of the things that I really push, and I want to understand. That's my studies that I stay in consistently. This guide is not about just hairstyling, but it's about approaching hairstyling not as the way the style, not in a way to just style the fibers and make them look pretty. That's not what this is about, but it's a way of caring for your hair as an important appendage of your scalp. This is very important. Our hair is important to us. So that's what this is really about. Think about it in a way. Think about in this way. It makes you realize that your hair is a living part of you. Hair is dead fiber, but it is a part of you that you want to look alive. You may be thinking, is hair that serious? Do I need to get that deep with it? I love that. And my answer to you, yes, it's very serious, and you do need to get really deep with it. And my subscribers are deep anyway, so I don't worry about y'all. Y'all will let me to go there. Can I go there? Okay. Hair, although a dead substance, as I said, is so important to us. It seems like it has a life on its own because hair is so important. When I look in the mirror, if I took this and I covered, well, I can't cover my beads, there will be face, and that's great. But this part of it is important because it frames. So either I shave it away and not worry about it, or I take care of it. That's really the bottom line. Our hair really has the ability to determine and dictate our mood. How many of you, oh, this hair, ooh, you know. The good news is that you can personally stop the negative aging process of the hair and the scalp, and we're going to talk about that. I understand what you are going through, and I will enlighten you to view your hair in a way that you have never viewed it before. And you guys may have, because you've been listening to me a long time, but many of you have looked at your hair and thought that now that you are getting older, the ones who are getting older, it is time for your hair to begin to get older. And you just have to accept the aging facts of your hair. And I've had patients to come in and say, well, you know, I'm getting older. I know my hair is going to fall out. And I'm thinking, why should your hair fall out just because you're getting older? I have 80 and 90-year-old patients with full, long heads of hair. Okay? So I don't know what you mean. And these are women, mainly the women between the age of 40 and 60. They really come in, the patients, and they'll say, oh, I know my hair is going to start falling or thinning because I'm getting older. I mean, they're the main ones, and that's not necessarily true. And you don't have to accept that as a fact of life, but I am here to tell you that you don't. And you don't have to accept it. You don't. You can change that so-called predetermined outcome, because you can take control and change what seems to be inevitable by building a special relationship with your hair. This one, it gets a little weird because people think, a relationship with your hair? Yes, you love your hair. It's a part of you. You have to have a relationship with your hair. You have to. By building a special relationship with your hair, you will stop the aging damage. You will be able to predict when your hair is healthy, when your hair is not going to be healthy. You'll know when you do certain things to your hair, how it styles, if it's going to style well. Like, I know if I'm going to have defined curls the next day or if I'm going to have frizz. I know that. If I do certain things, I know if my hair is going to break. My hair is going to break more, and I'm going to have these little balls coming off of it if I don't deep condition. I already know that. See, I know how to control my aging, the aging effect. I know how I should comb it. I know how I should dress it for bed. I am in control, and I have a wonderful relationship with my hair. Okay? All right. So, now, many of you may say, and we're just going to go a little bit into this chapter, and we're going to complete it the next chapter. What's happening with my hair? And I just quoted someone in my book, and I'm just going to say it, and it says, age is a question of the mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. Which I thought was really cute. And then I said, or does it? If you don't mind, does it matter? Think about it. Ponder that. In this chapter, this first chapter is called What's Happening with My Hair, Chapter 1. Because that's what happens. You look in the mirror, you go, oh my God, what's happening with my hair? And you're like, oh God, help me. And you're just like, what's happening? My hair's falling. Oh my goodness. Look at me, I'm thinning. You just start to freak out, and you just don't know. And that's our first response. What's happening with my hair? And that's why I titled this chapter, What's Happening with My Hair. In this chapter, you will learn about how your personality, you, the person, relates to your hair, and about how personal life challenges and changes as you age can lead to decisions about how you treat your hair. This is a biggie, because between 20, 25, all the way up to 65, 70, we start having a lot of changes within our life. And I know we do under 20, and I know we do over 70, but I'm just saying, these are the times when I'm noticing that. This makes, okay, and those decisions often lead to your hair aging. Some of the decisions we make during that time, and some of the changes and challenges we go through, our hair suffers right along with us. This makes you personally responsible for your problems. For instance, you may do things that are harmless. Sometimes you just want to feel better about yourself. Sometimes you may feel that you must fit in with whatever season of life you're in. And that's important. So you change your hair. You do certain things to your hair. You say, well, I just want this. This is harmless. I want to do that. That's harmless. Right now, I'm going through a divorce, or I'm going through a time where I'm feeling depressed, and I just want to get some color, or I want to do this. You may do all of those things. The problem, or sometimes you just want to change. You know, I look great, but you know what? I think a little bit of highlight would be good there, or maybe I'll do a little bit, you know, or maybe I should cover my gray. That's a biggie for a lot of people. Well, some of us. The problem is that some of those reasons, even though they're fine, they're good reasons, they're just not well thought out. It's just, you can't just just go, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't, spontaneous. You can't just say, ooh, I'm going to do this and just do it. First, you must agree that how you behave in certain situations are going to determine what happens up the road. So we know that. So you have to, if you're going to change your hair, if you're going to do different things to your hair, color, if you want to wear it in braids, even added hair, anything that you do to your hair, you have to understand that first you make the decision, this is what I want, then you do your research, and I'm going to talk about all of that in the book. So let's see, let me just say this. Understanding what you need to do will help to supply wisdom. And when you have that wisdom, that will help you stop, think before you act. So you will pay more attention when your mind sends up those red flags, because a lot of times when you say, I'm going to do this to my hair, you stop and your mind is going, wait a minute, if you do that, this may happen. But we just ignore it. Think for a minute about when you've had your most hair tribulations. That's what I like to call them. Something within you was the core cause. And that something was a part of your personality, which determines your behavior. Now, I am not implying that all of you had hair problems because of your behavior, but studies do show that hair breakage, some scalp problems, and even some forms of baldness, alopecia, stem from neglect, abuse, poor hair and scalp care habits, and choices. We seem to be faced with many of these things, and they occur more and more as we get older. I am aware that there are causes of hair and scalp problems that are beyond your control, but let's stick with what I'm speaking of right now, which are things that are within your control. Over the years, let's see, we're getting close to time, but I'm just going to say this. Over the years, some have grouped all hair problems into one pile. They blame all of our hair problems on anything and everybody other than themselves. See, this book is going to be about taking charge. However, there are ways that your personality, something in the core that makes up you, that can take charge and avoid these hair tribulations. In other words, you can change your mind. We started speaking about this on Black Woman's Guide to Beautiful Hair, and you can change the way you think, the way you respond to things, and with doing so, it can actually change how your hair is, how your hair looks, how your hair responds. And I know that sounds so deep, so I need you to think about this and really, really, really go deep with me. The number one thing that you will need to do is to make adjustments in your behavior. Let's just break it down. Taking control of the actions or things that occur as they relate to your hair. These are consequences for the spur of the moment decisions that we make. We may pay for them with hair damage, if we, like I just said earlier. Understand that I am not here to take the spontaneity out of your life. I want you to be spontaneous. I don't want to leave you with boring hair. That's not what I'm trying to do. I am actually going to teach you how to fulfill all of the wildest dreams that you have about your hair. Most importantly, I am going to empower you to take care of your hair safely without it aging. By policing your behavior, you will have young, vibrant hair to style at any age, for now and for years to come. The number one thing that I hear from women when I counsel is that during the time of their hair problem, all they did was simply go to a salon or just simply do a certain hair, get it relaxed, get a retouch, and came out with something very different. In other words, they shifted the blame of their hair problems to perhaps the stylist. I am aware of many stylists that make mistakes, but it is not always their problems. It's not always something the stylist did. So I just want to say to you, once you reorganize what you think, gain control over your situation, you will not have these problems. And I know this was really deep, but next week I'm going to talk about how did I learn to help. That was me. How did I learn to help people? I'm Lisa Ackberry, your hair doctor. Love you, love you, love you. To God be the glory in Jesus. And I'll see you next week right here on the Hair Doctor, Ask the Hair Doctor.